Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this energy utility session. Thanks for attending. It has been a long day and even exciting with a lot of news. I hope we have interesting things to share, thanks to our customer here with us. So my name is Lorenzo Alegnani. I'm based in Italy. I'm leading the customer success organization in Southern Europe. And I'm happy and proud to have here Alessandro Prandi from Eni to tell us their experience and to share how they achieved operational efficiency with Appian, with us, in their environment. Before that, I want to spend a couple of words on the importance of the energy and the utility market for Appian. We know, and we heard a lot of testimonials, and you know how much we are strong in financial services and in pharma, but over the last 3-4 years, we grow a lot in this sector, and we had a lot of interesting use cases that may be also useful for you to learn and to listen. No? So, for example, here in the utility market, we have important customers. You may have read recently about Anglian Water's press release. Anglian Waters is a UK company, local, that is trying to reduce the carbonization by 100% by 2030. That looks challenging. But actually, since 2010, then they actually reduced it by more than 60%, that with the help of Appian usage. So Appian is really a tool that can help you to digitalize your processes and to track your consumption and your KPIs and help you to improve the efficiencies. Staying in this market, ADP Renewable in US is another company that started with us years ago in the service management of their electricity platform and to manage the maintenance of their turbines, electricity turbines, and improve that efficiency. And now they are running initiative on ESG in order to track all the processes related to sustainability. All of these things are, sensitive topic. And especially in this market, carbonization, environment, sustainability are more and more topic. And there are a lot of relevant use cases where we can optimize with Appian in your environment, in the different area of the energy market. Similarly to the oil and gas, we have interesting casing. In a few minutes, I will leave the word to Alessandro to explain what they did and how they achieved it. But the different area of the oil and gas. In the upstream, where Alessandro is coming, we have an interesting use case, but also in the distribution of the oil and gas and in the retail, in the downstream, there are a lot of efficiencies that we can improve with Appian tool and usage. So from operation maintenance, distribution and logistics, Appian is helping the company leaders in this sector to work in that. And there is a lot of participation here also in Appian Europe. So I hope you benefit of that connected possibilities that we are offering, which is the theme of our event, in order to connect with these people and take advantage of your experience and sharing. Because I'm sure that each of you reflect yourself in this problem, and maybe each of you address this in a nice way with our tool. So, with that being said, I want to leave the word to Alessandro because he's leading the most interesting and give you concrete example how you can achieve that with Appian. Thanks. Alessandro.
So, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for being here. I'm Alessandro Prandi. I work for Eni since 2008, and just a couple of things on myself before the beginning. I was born as a developer, and then I've been shifting through a more project management role. Still, I like to put my hands in new technologies, to discover them, to understand them, and to see what they look like. And another things before, just to be sort of spoiler alert, I was born in the 80s. Just be aware of this. So, our path with Eni began in 2018 with a very first implementation, namely IOC. I will talk about this later on, but let's say it manages dashboarding and workflows functionalities. This application was a success, so that we spent the following months in gathering business requests from our colleagues, understanding their needs, so that we started by 2020 a lab activity where we were doing things by ourselves. So we deployed the POCs that we showed to our business colleagues, and then since most of them were a success again, we had the massive deploy by 2021. This was the trigger for the next phase that you see, the TGA, or Technical Governance Authority. I've here in many different ways to call this, so center of competence, a center of excellence, and knowledge centers. Actually, it's a group of people supporting us in developing and managing these applications. So, we had, while we started all this, we had the old behavior we want to change. We have unstructured processes, which means most of metadata were attached as documents to emails or in minutes of meetings that were then stored in local computers, which led to a misalignment within the work group. For those structured applications, we were running into obsolescence, which led as a consequence to a higher amount of cost in terms of money and time. And then above all this, we were used to work like that. So we started a new way of thinking, and we began to, let's say, look for the technologies that were capable to give us structured processes, capable also not only to handle documents, but also videos and images, and store them properly within a database. Then we were looking from a top-edge technology. So we were looking to the top right of the diagrams of Gartner, looking for something new, so that we could spare our time and money. And the most difficult thing probably is we had to change our habit. So we started this new path with Appian, and we knew what we were looking for. We were looking for workflows, obviously, so that we could structure our processes. We were looking for speed, so we were capable to develop this solution in a valuable time for our business colleagues. We were looking for maintenance and too many things, flexibility. The purpose is to be capable to change our workflows, our steps when it's needed, when a reorganization happens, and it happens. We were looking for a simplified troubleshooting so that when we experience a bug, we are capable to solve it in few time and without impacting on our running workflows. We were looking for engagement with our users, which means working closer with our business. And finally, we were looking for a simplified user experience so that we could give to our business the continuity they were looking for. Since for our job, at least our production colleagues, there's a lot of turnover between HQ and affiliates. So the person who starts the workflows is not the very same one who will finish it. So by composing all these requirements, we were capable to deploy 12 applications, to release them in 25 countries and covering 6 different business areas. Moreover, we were capable to implement 50 processes almost that were not structured before. And by the end of this, we've been releasing this application over more than 1,000 users. That's what we did, but how we did it? So we started in agile way, which means we were reactive to our business requests. We did it through continuous improvement, which means hearing what our colleagues ask us and make those improvements that need to be fully capable to work perfectly with this application. We did it through change management, which means we'll be organizing train on the job session so that we could help and let our colleagues try their application before they deploy in production. We did it through the engagement, which means putting together all our competence on IT and business side so that we could achieve a common goal. And then we did it in a make mode, which means we did it by ourselves at the beginning so that we could be capable to give to our business a different solution. Now, going into details, I will show you some of our asset management tools that are capable to help our colleagues in this activity. The first one is the IOC, Integrated Operations Center. You can spell it even Integrated Asset Monitoring because it manages the 4 main phases of oil and gas industry. So starting from the reservoir, going through the well operation, going to the gathering system and the treating section. So by combining all these, we are capable to give an asset perspective which is which is enabling for providing, for avoiding critical situations. Most of this data come in real time from sensors installed on equipments. Then other data are input by field operators daily. The third part of data comes from integration with other maintenance and production systems. By combining all these, we are capable to deploy a multi-layer dashboard which provides information to each actor of these workflows. Then there are specific modules, you see on the left of the panel, specific modules to handle an asset. So we are capable to monitor each KPI, each equipment, starting from the number of work orders, of maintenance work orders implemented on it, how many hours of work orders, for each work orders. And by collapsing all this data within a single dashboard, we are capable to create a sort of critical asset integrity, so that we are capable, again, to avoid from critical situations. Another tool is production business management. This is a tool that starts from the HQ, so it has, again, different modules. One of these is capable to create and manage internal documents such as best practice, operating procedures that are then released to our colleagues, to the affiliates. The most important modules probably are those ones that are capable to create troubleshooting processes between affiliates and headquarters. Specifically, we have deploying 6 different processes within this module. So the most important one are emergency and process shutdown, which is capable to track each single shutdown process, identifying the equipment that created the issue, and which is strictly correlated to another application of root cause analysis, another module of this tool, which tracks the very same reason of, so it's an analysis specifically, an analysis on what happened in order to prevent it from happening again. Another part of this tool is capable to collect all the business tools, so that it's going to become an entry point for those colleagues that need to perform maintenance and production operation. We're providing even, obviously, KPI for production data, and even to measure the step duration, the workflow step duration, so that we can identify bottlenecks and resolve them. Last application I'm going to show you is the digital transportation management. So that's a logistic tool. With this, we can manage all the work that is behind the logistic. Logistic is moving people, goods, and with goods we mean cars, transportation basically, cars, boats, helicopters, and whatever else. So again, it's a modular solution. There are many of these. Some of them I will show you just some of them. So the first one is the requisites module, where we can put our requisites, let's say to buy a ship, I can identify the most important requisite, let's say 20-meter ship for shipping pipeline. Then we have the bidding module, where the offerers can get into and make their offer, so that we can start the evaluation process, identify the best bid that we received. There's a tender module to identify if everything has been done correctly. There's a management exception module. So if I'm asking for a 20 meters ship, then I get one of 15 meters, which is always fine, but to justify the reason. Probably the most important module is the risk management module. So by this, we can identify potential issues. And there are daily report on all the activities that are on logistics side. As an example, for those 20-meter or 15-meter ship that became 15-meter, we identify the number of people that can get on it, the training that they need, and so there's even the possibility to identify socioeconomic risk at country level. On top of this, we have obviously dashboarding functionalities, and so they can show to all actors that are involved in the workflows the main KPIs that they need to rely on to perform their activities. Last module is the lifting module. So when my ship has arrived, I need to move the cargo down on the docks. So with this module, we are capable to identify how many men do I need, how many the training that they need, and the specifics for the tower crane that they need to move the pipelines from the ship to the dock. Now I'd like to talk about the technical governance authority. So again, the group of people that support us in every phase that we have, from the development to the deployment. We felt the need to create this organization because the more application we had, the most variance we were experiencing. So with this, the group of people is helping us in supporting us in creating common rules, giving us best practice, helping us in understanding and addressing the main issues we have. We can read in Appian's weekly report. And we are doing it by creating, as example, common tools we will reuse within our application. Let's say expression rules or interfaces that we share among other applications. Again, in order to reduce the cost and time and to simplify the user experience. Moving forward, which are the benefits we'll be gaining? So, on technology side, we were capable to see equipped adoption for any kind of user. So those ones that were used to have a structured process and those ones that were starting with us. These they improved the user experience and the capability of hot deploys, which means we don't want to interfere with workflows. We want to be capable to make releases of bug fixings without affecting the ongoing workflows. This is very important in order to gain business continuity. We want to be capable, we have been capable to fast integrative deployment, which means when a modification happens, when something changes, we are capable to deploy it in a few weeks. And for those existing systems that we renewed, we were capable to measure a 40% less than bug fixing. On business side, instead, we want to create a center of digital competence, which means we share our competence between business and IT so that our colleagues, when they move around the world in different affiliates, can plant the seeds of the new ideas and make new projects grow. We want to minimize operational risk. We want to prevent environment events, improve productivity, and increase energy efficiency. We want to reach this by correlating all this data between different processes. We want to create KPIs in order that our colleagues are capable to address the situation, the critical situation, before something bad happens, before having issues of any kind. But the game is not over yet, so we have still some open challenges we have to face. We want to involve more professional areas, which means creating connection between different business areas so that we can exchange more data and be capable to improve our capabilities. We want to merge different portals into the very same single platform. That could enable the exchange of tasks between different processes and between different business phases, let's say from engineering to production phase. And above all, we'd like to enforce our technical governance authority. So we want to improve our knowledge about this technology, about Appian, and we want to create more standard template to reuse between our portals. And the most probably interesting from my soul of developer is creating a dynamic workflow step, which means when my boss asks for a very peculiar workflow that will run one time only, we'd like to give the action to our users so that they can design their workflow in real time, decide how many steps, how many people to engage, how many actors have to have in actions. And before the end, I'd like to thank Paolo, Barbara, and Gianluca that helped in creating this application, this presentation, and I hope it did unlock some memory. Thanks for the attention.